Welcome back to martinliedtke channel. It's good to be back, guys. I've been off for months, really, doing my journey in life, and now I'm back. And today I'm going to ask the question: are you an unwitting witch? Well, I think that witches have made a really big comeback in recent times, casting spells using black mirrors, which is what we're going to look into over the next day or two. This is going to be a precursor post, a taste of what we're going to talk about tomorrow on my comeback live Flatter Day show, which is going to be very exciting. So I'm going to talk about everyday spellcasting. We all do it. Everything from as mundane as getting together with friends and having a mix, or things like, a woman, she stirs her tea in the morning clockwise every morning and she whispers affirmations, unwittingly knowing that she's creating a protective charm. Or a man walks to work every single day, the same direction, the same route, unwittingly walking an ancient ley line that many people have walked for many years, and it harmonizes the area, the neighborhood where the person lives. We do this unwittingly. Children in schoolyards, wow, playgrounds, clapping games, nursery rhymes are all ancient incantations, passed down through time, through playground folklore, including lullabies and nursery rhymes. Accidental ritual, such as this ritual, the ritual of pop festivals like Woodstock. A group of friends meeting together, okay, under full moons, specifically full moons, and specific coordinates, specific ley line nodes and coordinates, if you like, drinking wine, indulging, and laughing, and around candles and having a great time. And this is unknowingly performing a lunar binding rite, which is very ancient. We've been doing it all along. It is a type of witchcraft, and everybody does it unwittingly. Ooh-wee. Pop festivals, concerts, cults, the music industry, the whole thing is ritualistic, as you can see here with the Beatles and the old one eye and plenty of symbols and school days. Vile. I didn't do much school myself, a couple of years out of the many that we were supposed to have attended, but I'm just not cut out for that sort of thing. Anyway, TikTok. Well, TikTok trends, they got people who are using Solomon sigils to get what they want and manifest what they want publicly. And we'll look into all of this tomorrow. The Waltons. Good night, John Boy. Mary Ellen. Ah, who cried when Granddad died? But he didn't die, did he? He went on forever because he was a clone. Love thy neighbor. Oh, I love this program. Totally wouldn't be permitted in this weird time that we are in now. Anyway, in my show tomorrow, we're going to talk about black mirrors. We're going to talk about TVs. We're going to talk about phones and tablets and their impact on modern society. And they are, in fact, an ancient technology of scrying mirrors, doomsday scrolls. My God, I can't stop scrolling every single night before you go to bed. And the ritual of emotional binding. This is a portal that grabs you. Okay, a bit like Jim's grabbing that young lady there. Not that she minds, it's Jim Morrison. Another psyop. One of many. And ritualistic emotional bonding through concerts. I noticed that they got Cardiff Castle all lit up. Everyone feel bad for somebody's dead relative week or something. So yeah, the whole game has changed. I've been away for a month in Spain, where not everybody has mobile phones. The young people are living their lives and looking at the environment and the beautiful scenery. They do not need to escape. like they do in Britain and other Western countries, with headphones on. God, please don't look at me, Buzz. And looking scared to death. Some of them, if you put your hands up to just brush your hair, then they think you're going to hit them or something. It's an entire new culture of mega sissies. That's what we got now. I'm from the old school, and I walk through. I'm from this cult. This was my favorite cult. I've been through many, but this was my favorite. The skinheads, dancing to ska, liquidator, toots and the maytails. That's what it was all about. Jamaican reggae ska for me back in the day, with the rude boys and rude girls, and they were. It was brilliant. Best days of my life, if I'm honest. But a cult, nevertheless, and they all are. And it is involved in ritualistic dance. And ritualistic dance is part of ritual, as is sitting around and smoking and gathering with groups of friends, especially on full moons or on equinoxes, which I find that I've been doing for years. Admittedly, though, well, I think a lot of people in my chat would say that, if this was times past, like oops upside your head. I said oops up. So I got a splinter in my bum off of a dance floor doing oops upside your head in Poland once, guys, believe it or not. Anyway, so come back tomorrow. Note to the cane. I had the cane every single day while I did show up in school. So they were allowed to torture children back then. Times have changed, like I said. So I went to, I've been away for a month, and I went for a walk round Cardiff, Canton and bit of Cardiff. And even in my month gone, everything had super changed again. Like the days of being like Sid Vicious and, squashing your face against the cafe window and poking your tongue and just doing all like anarchic behavior. That's Achtung van Booten at the moment, I'm afraid. Anything like that sort of behavior, well, that's going to hit your credit score right down on what's going to be rolled out. But anyway, so I did meet one old school person who was a real person in my journey out. The rest of the people, it was mega sissy society, completely unhealthy. Everyone's scared to death and weird as fuck, and loads of people wearing masks. I'd like to stop them, tap them on the shoulder, and say, "Can you smell that fart?" And they go, "Well, yeah, it stinks." It's like, well, there's my point. So anyway, I'm not going to give up listening to music, even though I know the truth of music. There's Victorians in the past, Tartarians, scared to death of the sunlight because it's going to burn them. So they're not from this place, are they? We'll talk about that a little tomorrow. So selfies as well. Let's just move on a little with the images. So make sure to come back tomorrow. As I said, I'm going to do a full explanatory and disclosure because not enough people are talking about it. Now, if I'm on a train going through, Britain, for example, and all of the young people are completely transfixed to their devices. Now, if you try to take their device away from one of these young people, they start screaming hysterically like little girls, stamping their feet on the floor. I want. A bit like that girl off Just William, whatever her name was when I was a kid on that TV program, Bonnie Langford. I'll scream and scream and scream until I get what I want. Attitude. So selfies, well, that's a form of ritual as well. And this is the weird thing about it, quite creepy if you ask me. So young people, they're obsessed with fucking up their faces, okay? Even to the fact that they're distorting their faces before they even post them. And the young women, they gotta wear bacon grinders, which are these really tight pants, which were vile back in the 80s, and now they brought them back out. It's really disgusting. And they are like, I don't know how they're doing these lips precisely. It's a bit beyond me, but I think they got like some sort of car pump that they plug onto their lips. And then before they leave the house, they blow their fucking lips up. So it looks like the Michelin Man's stomach. So I don't know what's going on with that. Somebody maybe need to tell them. And they're doing this weird thing with their eyebrows, and they're all doing it in Britain. Now, in contrast, in Spain, all the young people were absolutely beautiful. None of them were fucking around with their faces. But it's a different cult, and they got an outside culture. People are stuck in all the time in Britain because the weather's lousy. Anyway, So what they're invoking is a glamour, and glamour is a spell, as you know. So spellcasting through screens, we're going to look into tomorrow. Now, I'll give you a little nudge in the direction. Some of the things you may not know about when it comes to devices. So they probably did have devices in the antiquity because Moses had tablets, didn't he? With the Ten Commandments on, which was initially 20, dropped one tablet apparently. So there they are, the millennials. They're a spooky bunch. They're a bit like they're so obebo, it's fucking scary. You know, they're college, they all go to college and have strange like sexual relationships with one another, or so I've heard. Anyway, so yeah, but that's all about them anyway. I don't really give a shit, but they are a very spooky bunch, very akin to the Village of the Damned. They're not really individual characters anymore. One or two shine out, I guess, but I haven't spotted any of them. They're just all very asleep, very in the same cult. And if you are outside of the cult, they point at you and they scream, "Outsider!" Just like in Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Okay. But they're moldy as well as everybody else. So yeah, there's that. Okay. So every day someone says, "I agree," to terms and conditions. Well, they're unknowingly signing a digital pact with an unseen force. Yikes. I wonder who that could be. Dun, dun, dun. So we're going to look into this tomorrow, and ritualistic dancing that was practiced over the last 5 years. I don't know why everyone's gone mass crazy in Britain at the moment. I don't watch the news. I completely detach from anything in the Matrix because basically it's all bollocks. I don't know what's real anymore. It's really difficult. I'm lucky with being a content provider on YouTube that I have my own archive, as you know, so I can keep it going for years. But if you're going to search from now on in, good luck with that. So yeah, they did this really weird ritualistic dance. All the pop groups were in on it, and celebrities like fucking Freemasonic, whatever his name is, there, Fallon, and other people, all doing weird ritualistic dancing because it was all such a scary time. So everybody feels the need to not actually capture their experience in real life with their own memories. They're like, "Oh, I'm going to catch this secondhand." Pop concerts or anything, get that phone out. Arguments, get that phone out. Oh, Jesus Christ, what did they just say to me? Let's ask ChatGPT what that really means. And then they got AI telling them how to do their lives. This is increasingly popular. I notice a few friends, they don't actually talk to me themselves as a person. They talk to me via ChatGPT. And I noticed as well, because I've been to a lot of presentations over the last 6 months. I mean, a lot in Britain and stuff, in conventions. And a lot of people are repeating a similar narrative along the lines of recent words that have been impregnated into the truth community, like alignment or anchoring, and all of these phrases that weren't around 1 year ago. Who's giving it to them? ChatGPT. It's giving it to everybody, and everybody, although it seems to be amazing spiritual clues, is getting nudged in a certain direction by ChatGPT and other AI, which I find sinister, and I'm going to be very careful of it. In fact, I'm going to do my work with my resource and dislocate to, apart from what a few friends and what I need to see on YouTube. I'm disconnecting from the whole experience, bitter experience of auditors, because that can get under your skin, can't it? If you watch some of the auditors, it's such a bad vibration. I'm sure there's a karmic imprint on doing some work like that. There has to be. And all of it, everything to do with social media is a toxic cesspool. So I'm going to just continue to do flat earth British wiggly flat fun and look after my soul and the souls of the people that view this channel, free from, well, I was going to say brainwashing, but it all is really. I'm just de-brainwashing, aren't I? That's what I'm doing, ripping back the layers. I've come to the conclusion now that that it all is mind control. The libraries, books, brainwashing and mind control. How can they not be, guys? The Bible. Argue with somebody about the Bible. It's only a book, or other religious books. And religious or political doctrines as well, like started wars, got tens of millions killed, like Mein Kampf, or the Little Red Book of Karl Marx, for example, and other books. And I will be honest, some books that I've read have made a massive imprint into my consciousness and shift my awareness and my perspective of reality. Books have done that. Other people's ideas, other people's suggestions, and other people's words. I should have recognized that. And I didn't, because I'm too trusting, and that's the way it's been in this place. Is okay. This is somebody who's quite qualified. Oh my, look how many qualifications they have. They must know so much more than me. I think I'll listen to every word like it's sanctum and not think for myself anymore. And they're just theorizing anyway, because nobody really knows what this place is. But one thing's for sure, that this portal of the Black Mirror has been used in occult and witchcraft practices for many ages. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Hard to say. We're gonna need to see you naked. In fact, I'm gonna need to see all the women of this kingdom naked. Okay, that's me not saying that, but if I was king, that might be one declaration. Okay. Anyway, black mirrors are all over Christendom. You're going to see them everywhere on Phoenician paintings and corniches and statues. And it's this plaque, if you like, with no wordings on it, which is their black mirror. Maybe ancient technologies of communication like Skype of the modern day. Skype's gone, or whatever. FaceTime of the ancient day. Who even knows? But they all seem to have these visors. As you can see, there's a black mirror and there's somebody else's face in there. It's like somebody wants to talk to you, love. A bit like they do in the modern day. Nothing is new under the sun. But black scrying mirrors are used by witches to do incantations and spells. And we all do it to one another unwittingly anyway. I'm trying to definitely tiptoe around that fact. But tomorrow we're going to talk about other super interesting aspects of this. We're going to look into tell, lie, vision, really invented for communication with dead spirits by John Luigi Beard, whose wife was a spiritualist. We're going to look into casting spells through words and some of the etymology behind grammar, or grimoire, as I should say, and the sinister and factual etymology behind the spells that we do every single day. Hello, good morning. Oh, fuck me. They're so happy, aren't they? So we're going to talk about all that tomorrow, and computers and their exponential growth. But I think AI has been there longer than we might imagine. So tomorrow we're going to talk about these witches. Now, a lot of you do apothecary. A lot of you do like alternative medicine. A lot of you do health things, don't you? So you're a witch. Yes, yes. And we all do little magic every single day without knowing it. But in the past, what was going on was seemed to be like, especially during the English Civil War, a bunch of gentlemen like Hopkins and stuff. They went and found all of the hot women that were doing really, really unhealthy things like jogging, yoga. I caught her upside down against the wall. What do you mean? Yeah, she had her legs in the air. She said it was called yoga. Joe, she's a witch. Fucking burn her. But basically, what you find is a lot of witches were not warty and ugly, but hot. So they're like, I'm arresting this one. I'm putting her in the cell. I'm going to interrogate her later. Get to my room. I'm going to interrogate you later. So yeah, cooking and casting spells is something that we do unwittingly all day long. Remember, all is fluid, all is liquid. With our resonance and our vibration, we can change the energy in this place through thoughts, emotions, and our vibration. These look like Welsh women, because Welsh women's national hat is a witch's hat. That must tell you a lot, but there are a lot of witchy things happening in this country of Great Britain. and Europe and America and everywhere, really. So that's your girlfriend, that is. It's not my one. So there you are. Who could destroy my beautiful wickedness? This is the point, isn't it? Yeah, pouring water on the wicked witch. Yeah, she shriveled up. Water did it. So just make sure you get that water, good water down your Gregory packs. Okay. Nuns. Well, apart from they're in a weird cult, a really weird cult, they are definitely witches. They're witches and they're doing witchcraft. They're doing ritual stuff all day long. They're married to Jesus, man. So there's like weird stuff going on all day. Can you, well, you don't have to imagine this, but I am. Can you imagine a nun's dormitory after dark? That's disgusting. That's a disgusting thought. Anyway, so yeah, the Victorians, you can see 1861 year, and there's a thesis here on the dogma and ritual of magic. Many books like these in occults in my occult selection, but don't like to read it. It says Levy on there, Levy Bell. So yeah, Baphomet, he basically boffs up like when you drop loads of acid or something. And this one is a Gothic, a circle of pacts. Now they use it. Excuse me. They're using this in pop music and record covers and in advertisements on the fronts of cars and everywhere, really. You just don't know it's there until you see it. So, yeah. Is it a case you summon up an actual demon dude and say, see these, this is my husband. See this is my boyfriend, and make things bad happen to them? Yeah, well, if in this reality, if you think like that with the power of suggestion, everything's like power of mind, that's how voodoo works. Yeah, voodoo curses by the tongue. Certain strange and true discoveries of witches. Okay, Parliament forces here have gone and investigated a wicked witch. She was found guilty of eating healthily. They caught her eating vegetables. So Matthew Hopkins, Witchfinder General, he was obviously a closeted gay man. Well, I don't know that for a fact, but basically he did a lot of harm to young ladies and warlocks, because warlocks, they are overlooked, aren't they? They are male witches. What a curious name. A warlock. What, a lock to start war? Or is it a lock for the war room? It makes no sense. I don't get it anyway. The high table. Go into a table and having a meal with a load of demons. Well, I don't think you can actually see them in their true demonic form unless you get into that in-betweeny state, that theta state, where they show their true demonic personalities, which happened to me once at sea. Almost shit the bed, but it really did happen. I saw the whole crew in their demonic form, and I knew there was something going on with them. Anyway, so you won't see the mask behind the mask, but it will be devils amongst us, all of them witches. And that spiral dances, spiraling all that chi, amplifying the energy as well on certain nodal points, certain coordinates, is a form of witchcraft. And they used to fly around, the witches and warlocks. Look at this, though. They got a broomstick sort of thing, but it's not as a flag. And I think what gives them anti-grav is that circle there. And I've seen loads of versions of that. There's a pyramid there, a bit of Pythagorean geometry. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog. Well, she's a real fucking evil witch, isn't she? And I didn't want to say that in a derogative term, but she is evil and she is a witch. So there's that. She was going to hurt Toto. Look at that cute little mutt. Oh, fucking very stairsy. I'm glad that house landed. Oh, no, the house landed on her head, on the other witch's head that we never got to see. I bet she would have been interesting. It's full of clues, isn't it? We represent the lollipop kids and the lollipop kids, the lollipop kids. We represent the lollipop kids. The lollipop kids. So, yeah, fly my monkeys. So she's got flying monkeys that do her beckoning for her, which is basically so she doesn't have to have karmic connection, get somebody else to do your dirty work. It shows business acronym. They do it in the business world. They pay lesser people to do the dirty work for them, so they don't have karmic connection. It doesn't actually work like that. There's certain laws. You're being watched, yeah, by God or whatever it is. So yeah, somebody had a really trippy bad night on some drugs and drew this shit down on probably human skin, so they say, and it doesn't look very blood inky. But if it was a real evil manuscript, it would be written in black goo, which it is. Dun, dun, dun. Sigils, electrical charges and impulses. That's what you want to do. You get the witch naked and put her up in public so everyone will go, phew, phew. But I'm sure they didn't think like that in that day and age. And yeah, burn her alive. So I'm sure a lot of people, for the things they do in this day and age, 500 years ago, that would have been totally frowned upon. And you've probably been thought of as a witch and probably burnt and fiddled around with a little. I don't know. Let me know. I'm going to come back tomorrow for more Flat Earth British, where we're going to talk about them subjects. Words are spells and all the rest. So I hope you enjoyed this post for today. And it's good to be back. Awesome. Love you all.